Hello everybody and welcome to this new video. This is Robbie from Audiofier and I will take you through this deeper journey inside Vesper, our new library for Kontakt 5.5. If you haven't seen the overview video yet, it's better you start with that one first, as in this video we're going to have a look at only a few features of Vesper, but in a much deeper way. Let's start with the Randomizer function. By pressing the letter R, we can create a random combination of sounds and effects. The randomization will affect mainly only the two sound sources, whether they are reversed or not, and the amount of delay, the type of convolution, and its amount. Once you randomize several sounds, you can go back to the previous randomization by clicking on V. So let's randomize a little bit more. And now we click V. And again. Bear in mind that if you change something on the current sound, this will become the new version of the randomized sound. In other words, if you randomize and come back to it, it will include all the changes you made to it. Vesper will not recall the original version of it, but the most recent one. Now, let's say we randomize a few times. Then we go back, hitting V, to find the sound we heard earlier. Once more. By pressing P, we can move forward to the most recent randomized sounds. Basically, V functions as a rewind button, while P as a forward button within all past randomizations. Then, when you hit R again to randomize a new sound, nothing will be lost, no matter at what point of the chain of the past randomized sounds you are. And you can still go back to all past randomizations. The randomizer affects also the master pan options, which is controlled by this button here. Here you'll find three options: no panning, wide panning, random pan. No panning means that whatever the pan settings for each sound source are, they will be maintained when we play. So let's try. Let's put this sound more on the left and that sound more on the right. No panning. You can hear that the first sound is a bit more on the left and the other one on the right. Let's put them back in the center. Wide panning means the lower the sound, the further back to the left, and the higher the sound, the further to the right the sounds will be played. Random pan, as the name says, will pan randomly each time we press a key. In the overview video, we briefly saw the mapping functions, but we did not touch on the random mapping option, which at each played note will allow randomly one of the two sound sources. Let's hear it with a different sound. As we have already seen, single map allows both sound sources at the same time. And dual map allows sound source 1 for all the notes below the split point, and sound source 2 for all the pitches above the split point. The split point can be assigned by pressing this button and then playing a key. It can also be assigned by using the B0 key switch. And since we are talking about key switches, you can change the mapping mode by pressing these three key switches here, G sharp, A and B flat 0, to get from single map to dual map and to random map. So you can change on the fly while you're playing. The mapping functions are preserved also when the twin sequencer is activated. Let's use just one sequence for the moment. Now, when we select the mapping option, we can see how it works in conjunction with the sequencer. Let's just select two very different sounds. Single map, both sounds are playing. Dual map, sound 1 plays below the split point. Sound 2 above it. But it's still the same sequence. Random map, randomly. When we use two-step sequencers at the same time, it is similar, but in dual mode, sound 1 plays the sequence below the split point. And sound 2 plays sequence B above the split point. The two other options are the same as before. Both sounds at the same time on a single map. Sequence A below the split point, and both sounds at the same time, but only sequence B above the split point. If you choose dual map, the two sequences play at the same time. And on random mode, they all play randomly. Now, let's program the step sequences. Similarly to sequitur, we can play the notes of a phrase instead of tweaking the knobs. Let's program something on the fourth of the 8 available slots. I must make sure that sequence A is selected. As I noticed, the fourth slot, as soon as I clicked it, changed to program. Then I'm ready to play as many notes as the steps node is indicating. I can change the amount of steps and their speed. And then I'll play. Once I play the last step, the sequencer turns to play mode automatically. I can still edit the velocity and the pitch of each note, using the table and the little numbers underneath, which indicate the intervals in relation to the first note I played. No need to save here, because Vesper will remember everything you touch. Like sequitur, we have a key scale manager and I can choose what key I want to play in. I only have a choice of major and natural and minor keys in Vesper. If I select sequence B, I can repeat the whole process and record the second sequence, which will play at the same time as the first one. So press 4, program, choose maybe 8 notes as well, and a step of 16. So my sequence is like this. Vesper does not come with pre-programmed sequences. The user will have to program their own. When I save a snapshot, all sounds parameters and all sequences will be saved. Please watch the overview video to listen to some more sound examples. Thank you for watching. Bye.